giving you the real surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with your host, Skywalker Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Come on! Good morning, good people. Welcome to the Skywalker Morning Show. We're streaming live on YouTube, and of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker. Still, boom! That was a mad boom. That wasn't a hype boom. You know, let me turn you down a little bit here. I want to thank somebody. Actually, multiple people. I want to thank my brother, Jeff. I want to thank my bros, Foots and Vach, for being a soundboard for me yesterday. Or lending an ear, shall I say. Because boy, was I livid yesterday. Foot's probably watching this like, yeah, bro. If y'all can see the conversations, if you could hear the conversations, I was livid yesterday by that performance specifically.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His foot stance, whack. The way that he talks, whack. The way that he doesn't even like to smile, whack. Me, I'm tight as fuck.
You can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
He can't. Because I said I wasn't gonna do this today. Said I wasn't gonna do this today, but I just know. I just know I'm gonna get there, but I'll try not to. Yesterday, the reason why I went off the way I went off, because I didn't want to do that to you guys this morning. I wanted to present a show where we discuss these things that happened yesterday, and the Cowboys 27-30 lost to Carolina. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta laugh through this, man. All right, y'all ready? Shouts out to the Bomb Squad, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. No, Big Dow. The way I went off yesterday is not how I want to present myself. That's just not it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed, and it'll probably come out throughout this show because this is just getting ridiculous at this point. This is getting ridiculous. This defense is worse than 2020. It has to be. I don't know the numbers. Damn sure worse than last year. You've played, 4 games since week 1 where it was fool's gold, and really there was things in that game where you had to say, oh, wait a minute now, because that first half, 21 points, on pace for 42. Let's not forget to the third half happened. You've now played, 5 games since. You've given up 30 points in every single one of those games, and the only time you did not was against arguably the worst offense I've ever seen in my life. They put up 18 yards yesterday against the Denver Broncos, talking about the Jets. 18. Okay? You've had 2 games now where you've scored 27 or more points. You've had over 300 yards. You've scored or passed for 3 touchdowns, and you didn't win either of them. Their defense has given up over 430 yards per game in that span since week 1. Are you kidding me? Rico told their asses to buckle up. Oh, and everybody kikied and he. They asked, and I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible because he ain't asked to be here. They asked Kenny Clark, hey, man, what you think about the buckling up? What you got to say about that?
Rico said Cowboys need to buckle up this week.
You got to back it up, prove it. I'm not much into talking. They ain't played nobody like us. We ain't played them, so he'll watch the film and see what he playing against.
Y'all ain't hear that, did
Rico said Cowboys need to buckle up this week.
You got to back it up, prove it. I'm not much into talking. They ain't played nobody like us. We ain't played them, so he'll watch the film and see what he playing against.
Bro, stop asking these defensive players questions like this. You're right. They didn't play anybody like you. You're right. My bad. Hey, Kenny, you're right. They played nobody like you. And this amazing Jerry Jones, general manager, owner, president, whatever, water boy, coach. Jerry Jones. Everybody kiki. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones was asked by Christy Scales on 105 through the Fan about Rico Dowdle's buckle up comments. Jones joked, "I can't even get our guys to come to the field. They're shaking so bad." Jerry, you probably shouldn't be. Everybody want to kiki and eat. First part about it is your linebackers can't tackle right now. They're one among the worst. The Cowboys are top 3 in missed tackles, and we laughed at the Jets about that. Cowboys are missed tackle galore right now, and they got Rico coming. Who, look, he ain't special at all, but he can make you miss by breaking tackles and running hard. So it ain't even that it's you're playing a Adrian Peterson, like you said. To me, it's that we gotta play better, no matter who's on the other side of the ball. Period. So we can poo-poo and kiki and he all we want. 200 rushing yards is 200 rushing yards. It's only happened 5 times in the last 5 years or whatever it's been. So, okay, you can kiki if you want. If the Cowboys don't tackle better and they don't play better run defense on the interior than they did last week, he'll have a successful run game. Now, if your offense plays better, you can shoot them out of the run game. But I'm just strictly talking run defense. Dallas has to play better, period. First part about it. Hey, I don't need you to repeat yourself, sir. You know, it's not like we didn't break this down. Hey, Rico coming in here with a purpose. We broke down why he pissed off. Kenny Clark said, "Look at the film. Look at the tape. They ain't played nobody like us." We all watch. Well, not everybody watched. We watch the games. We watch the film. We see the tape. We see your run defense is ass. Your defense in general is ass. Stop talking. They ask you a question about it. Hey, man, we got to play better. We got to be better. And leave it at that. He ain't played a run. We're shaking in our boots. Y'all don't got room to be doing all that, man. You really don't. And this is what pisses me off. This stat right here is crazy. It's always a first time in history or something crazy with the Cowboys. It's always. Todd Archer said from ESPN research, since starts were first tracked in 1950, Dak Prescott is the first quarterback to have 11 or more touchdowns, because we'll just do combined, 0 turnovers, and a non-winning record over a 3-start span. Do you know how insane that is? Since they start tracking this thing in the 50s. In the 50s. They got to make a move, man. Like, I'm not saying if he's fired, that's going to fix everything, but you can't do nothing at this point. You just can't do nothing. And Jerry Jones didn't want to talk yesterday. Yeah, you see that? He didn't want to talk to the media yesterday. That's cool. Whatever, man. I know a lot of people, and there are a lot of people are saying doesn't matter, don't trade, don't grab. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've refused to punt on the season this early. I get it. It may not be this. It may not save the season defensively. It may not. But what is the alternative? To just let this offensive season just go to waste? There's no guarantees about next year. And you're only going to get better offensively. Speaking of which, when your defense plays like this, it just means you have to be perfect. And we shoot. Remember, we talked about it last week. We're shooting for perfection. And when you don't land there, if you can land there very good, should be okay if you got a decent defense. You don't even have a bad defense. You have a historically worse defense. And that's what happened last night. Or yesterday, excuse me. You couldn't afford. Let me use my button here. Up offensively. You couldn't. And Shoddy picked the worst time to have his worst sequence of the season. I mean, that was a terrible time. I mean, field position was great. You didn't need to get really cute. And first play of that series, we run a screen. Now, went back and looked at the screen. I don't know what Brock Hoffman is doing, but if he gets there, it has a shot. But either way, still, I don't understand the screen right there when they're not getting home. Drop back and let's matriculate down the field. Burn some clock, score touchdown. Second play, what looked like 3 screens. Everybody said, oh, 3 screens. Wasn't, but it looked like that way. Second play of the game, they did try to get something downfield, or not the game of that series. 2nd and 15 or 17 or whatever it was. I think it was 17. They did try to get something downfield. Nothing was there. I don't know if Dak was trying to dirt it, because that's what Greg Olsen said. Greg Olsen said it looks like he was trying to dirt it, and I don't know why Javonte caught the ball. I would just ball at the ground, whatever. Catches the ball. Now I'm thinking about clockwise. If they drop that ball there and then they call it incomplete on the next play, there's more time, but neither here nor there. Catch the ball, loses 5 more yards. Now we're at 3rd and 22. The worst drive of the season is happening right before our eyes. And as that's happening, I'm like, we're going to lose this damn game, aren't we? Now it's 3rd and 22. There's no 3rd and 22 play. Get what you can get. Punt the ball. There's still 6-7 minutes or something like that. There's still a good amount of time. You got them backed up a little bit. Should have got off the field. Penalty by Kyer Elam. Whole nother discussion. Should have got off the field. Then you have the chance to get him off the field on 4th down. And this is the play. And this is why I don't like to tweet out during the game. I stopped doing it because your emotions are high. And I didn't tweet anything wrong, but people just, boy, I tell you. 4th and 3. And this is just it for me for Flus. Like 4th and 3. Let me pull this play up, if you will. I'm going to go here. And we're going to do this right here. Y'all can see that? Okay. Y'all can see that. 4th and 3, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of small things that piss me off about this play. The call, first of all, is shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language. I said I wasn't. The call is just silly to me. It's 4th and 3. You're playing against Bryce freaking Young. You're not playing against Tom Brady. Why are you trying to play tricks and games with Bryce Young? 4th and 3. And everyone, we're talking about this right here, which is crazy to me to just back up this far as much as he's backing up. But this is what he's asked to do. So you got DaRon Bland 8-9 yards off the damn ball right here. Okay. Over here is Kenneth Murray. Mind you, Kenneth Murray is on the other side of the ball. Oh, by the way, I mean, you're basically playing 10 on 11 ball at this point. What is he going to do back here on 4th and 3? But anyway, Kenneth Murray is on the other side of the ball right here. What they're doing, right? They're baiting Bryce Young. They want Bryce Young. They know he's going to throw this slant. So they want Kenneth Murray to get here and I guess him to come down and make the tackle. It's just whatever. But that's what they want to do. I know everybody what the play call is. My point is it's a dumb play call for many of different reasons. If you want Kenneth Murray to do that, then put Kenneth Murray over here. and you tell your cornerback who is pressing on this side to not give up anything on the inside. So you play the inside shade. You shade inside so he doesn't give up the slant. It's 4th and 3. They don't do that. Let's let the play run. I'm going to show you why it's not just Fluke's ridiculous call, but also just a super lack of awareness by a bad linebacker. Know your personnel. You've got a man corner on 4th and 3. Get your ass up on the line of scrimmage or at least 2-3 more yards closer. You have no shot. And Kenneth Murray is not going to beat this ball here. It's not happening. Now, here's where the awareness factor comes in. And ladies and gentlemen, let me see if I could. Yeah, okay, here we go. I mean, this just goes to show you just how bad these linebackers are, how unaware they are. So, Kenneth Murray, 4th and 3, game on the freaking line. You're looking dead at his eyes. He's looking over here. Okay, that's 1 time. That's 2 times. He's looking over here. Okay. All right. That's 3 times he's looking. Kenneth Murray. He done looked over there 3 times before the snap. This ain't Tom Brady. This ain't Peyton Manning. Ain't Joe Montana. Ain't none of these quarterbacks that's going to play with you before the snap with his eyes. This is a puny, below average quarterback that is telegraphing where the hell he's going. Now watch Kenneth Murray as he's watching his eyes. Watch Kenneth Murray, y'all. He's stepping over here. Okay. Well, another step over here. Okay. As he's looking over there. And his first step. Why are we? That quarterback looked over there 4 times, 3 before the snap and right at the snap, and your ass is fading the entire other direction. Now you can say, well, Sky's got multiple responsibilities. Fine, if that's what you want to do. But when does football awareness kick in? When does football awareness kick in? I mean, the kid looked over there 3 times before the snap. Counting me up. 1. Counting to 4. 2. 3. Snap. 4. In a game of inches. Just a simple, small awareness. You get there. In a game of inches. If you ask your cornerback just to step up 3 more yards, he doesn't get a clean look. But no. We want to play 8 yards back. The audacity of this man to go that far. Hey, look, at this point, you got to start. And I know, and I'm just talking because we're just fans. They're not going to go rogue. But damn it, if there was a time to go rogue, what did you think was going to happen here? Did you think that Hunter Renfrow was just going to run a 9 past you? You got safety help, number 1. And this ain't on you, Bland. This is on. When I say you, I'm talking Flus. Did you think that Hunter Renfrow was going to run past him? Nah, Sky, we're trying to bait. We're trying to bait Bryce Young. Bait this quarterback? Get up in his chest. Just like you did the snap before. When you make Bryce Young look the way he looked on 3rd down, it's atrocious. He was 10 for 10 for 3 touchdowns on 3rd down. Just makes no sense. And let's just say, okay, you get everybody pressing, all right? Everybody's pressing by the way, look at this space right here too. If he wanted to just go bow, but that's a longer throw. So you potentially could make the tackle if you make it. But let's just say you get everybody pressing and you do get beat over the top for a touchdown. Whoop-de-doo, you get the ball back. These boys got the ball with about, 7 minutes or something like that? And kept the ball the entire time. Talk about getting punched in the face. You got out-coached, outplayed, out-tussled, outmanned. It's embarrassing. This is Arizona Cardinals level to me from a few years ago. Granted, you're a worse team than they were then, but that's how it felt. Because with Rico Dowdle punch you in the face and everything to go, you still had a chance to get the hell off the field, get your offensive ball back, because they made one mistake in the second half. Now, granted, they got down in the red zone and only got 3. That's another mistake, but one mistake not getting any points. You got to go out there and get the ball back to your defense, and you don't. So, look, I know there's a contingent of the fan base that is like, hey, man, I gotta come at this is on offense. I saw somebody say this is on Dak. This is on. Look, Shoddy's gonna get his. He's gonna get his smoke for that terrible drive at the end of the game. That was just a bad sequence. Hopefully he learns from that. That was the first time I came out the game like, hey, yo. However, it shouldn't require you to be perfect. It really shouldn't. Even in a game where things aren't perfect, or never are, for the defense, one stop. 4th and 3. Get off the field. Doesn't happen. Something has to change, man.
You can't keep getting away with it. You can't keep getting away with it.
And I think he's losing that defense. I do. My bad. You guys want to call in, you can. 351-999-3787. It is Overreaction Monday. And I don't think there's a lot of overreaction here. I think a lot of these reactions are going to be valid. Let me get that out the way. Okay, we got a couple on already. So they got to do something. I am not about punting on this season right now. I'm just not, y'all. And this is where I'm getting at. Will making a DC change is all of a sudden going to fix everything? Probably not. But when the entire unit is playing the way it's playing, consistently bad, and your coaching isn't elevating said unit. Like, we've seen coaches elevate a decimated, depleted offensive line. We're not seeing that on the other side of the ball. I got to make a change, because you're going to lose this locker room, or at least that side of the ball, if you haven't already. That's the thing. I think they might have already done it. Diggs said something after the game that I think is going to get lost because of the messenger, right? If you could for a second, don't see who said it, listen to what was said, and listen to the message, you can already see the locker room is lost on that side. They do not believe in him. They don't buy into the system. And this is just Mike Nolan all over again, where they didn't buy into it. And this guy's not like, oh, he's a player's coach, Dan Quinn, and he's gonna get guys up and play for him and run through a wall. He ain't Shoddy. He ain't Clayton Adams. He's more Nolan. And it's no coincidence. You listen to players say, yeah, man, grumpy old man, not really a player guy. And look, I don't need you to be, right? Because neither is the guy up in Philly. And he's been historically one of the best defensive coordinators since he's come into the league. Vic Fangio, notable non-player guy. notable. But quality defensive coordinator. You don't got to be buddy. But when things are, and I don't want to say buddy, you don't got to be player coach. But when things are going so bad, or you're parts of your defense, in this point in case, all of it, can you galvanize these guys? Can you make them play up? Can you coach them? Can't right now. You can't. You don't have good enough players, and you don't have good enough coach or scheme, and this is what you get: a historically bad defense. Which, I mean, we've seen Maris Leofau play good ball before. Now he's not. I think Kenneth Murray is just bad. By the way, boy, going back and watching that. Kenny Clark ain't been the same Kenny Clark over the last 3 weeks. Will one person save this? Maybe not. But I do know, if you do have a dude that can get after it, even with getting Rico running through your face, I can guarantee you, if you had a dude rushing the passer, Bryce freaking Young doesn't go 10 for 10 on third down. You blitz 5 times, season low. NFL season low, by the way. Across the league. The one time you blitz, you got a sack with Maris Leofau. Maybe light his ass up a little bit more. Maybe run some blitzes with some zone behind. Maybe, Again, message, not the messenger. When Diggs said, "Hey man, busted coverages. We don't have an identity. We're just doing things." Message, not the messenger. We can get on Diggs. He definitely ain't the same dude. That's for damn sure. But the message is real. Don't have a clue over it. That's coaching. You don't have a clue over there, man. Are we still live? It looked like it's over here. Okay, we straight. So I'll end it with this, and I'll get on the phone lines here, and it's Monday, so let's go in. You have to do something. That's all I'm saying. You have to do something. You cannot sit on your hands, and if that's something, if it's not going out getting three, 4 players, some in free agency, some in trades, then damn it, you got to make a move with the coaching staff. Or this, believe it or not, can be worse. I didn't think it could, but it can be worse. That's all I'm saying. All right, man. Once again, our Pulse of the Nation hotline is presented by Morgan & Morgan. Have you fallen and gotten injured at work? You should probably call a lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $25 billion for their clients.
$25 billion? That's a hell of a lot of money.
If the insurance companies tried to lowball you, Morgan & Morgan is able to take the pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan going to cost you? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful.
That's right. You don't owe unless you win.
And if you don't know how to hire a lawyer and it sounds too hard, it's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and then in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. You can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Wait, there's more than one because, let me see the script. Oh, last name. Oh, okay, roll.
You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Skywalker. The link in the description. All right, up first, D Shift. What's good with you, D Shift?
Hey, what's up, Sky?
Not much, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, man. Nah, it's all good, bro. It's not, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, when the off season started and we looked at the moves that we had to make versus how much this team needed, we just sat back and realized like this ain't gonna be it. This ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of put yourself in a position again with the Micah trade to have things. My only question is, as we say, what we're going to add in the future, right? What we're going to add, all defense with the draft picks. But then you look at, all right, well, how good are those players going to be, and can those players come in? Because you need Pro Bowl, All-Pro type players on this defense and a good coaching staff. Like Dan Quinn was about as, that was a sufficient
I think Dan
coordinator.
elevated the defense as much as he could, and then obviously that kind of topped off when you did not continue to add to it, right? And obviously got exposed in that Green Bay game. But look, I take that Dan Quinn defense right now.
Yeah, like you came from Rob Ryan, Monty Kiffin, Marinelli, Nolan. Hell yeah, you take Dan Quinn. You know what I'm saying? And Eberflus, we kind of have faith in it because he's a younger guy, linebacker kind of guru, whatever. That's what we needed. But it ain't cutting it. You know what I'm saying? So all right, boom, we need to move from that. Ain't no salary cap on coaches. So go pay for who you need to pay for, like the best defensive coordinator, whoever's gonna be out there, whatever. You need that absolutely. With starts before we see what's going on with the offensive line. Like when you move into that, and then you go into thinking though, all right, next year, it's gonna hard press down. Stephen Jones, you're gonna have to pay George Pickens. That shit ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to like replace the things that's making this offense superior. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have young defensive guys coming in. That's not the recipe, bro. That's not the formula. So my thing is, man, like while the stock is high right now, bro, trade some of them picks, bro. Go get you a guy, because this is about the best ingredients you're gonna have, bro. Like, will it make a dominant defense? No, but it's gonna be better than what you're doing right now, and it's gonna be better than what you're gonna be able to put together come next year. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying?
Rookies ain't saving
bottom of the first round.
Rookies, right. Rookies are not I get what you're saying.
Yeah, ain't no bottom of the first half safety linebacker coming in gonna come save this defense. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't about to spend for one. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't pay defensive guys. So, and you don't have a lot of guys that you're paying. So my thing is, man, go get some guy that you can fit into the salary cap right now. If you can try to get it this year, but going into the future, I don't see how those picks are gonna add to what you won't have. Because anything you're gonna go spend a first round pick to replace George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? And be back at square one.
I think Pickens will be back. He may not get a contract, but he'll get tagged at the very least. They'll use that tag in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but is Pickens going to take it in a heartbeat? And that's going to be a controversy behind that. So
I mean, that's another part, but he'll be here. I mean, regardless, he'll get at least tagged. But that's another issue in that you may get to a point where now you got Pickens right now is playing free and happy and fine because he's not in a contract drama. But what happens if you do tag him and you don't get a now? Are we going to get, you know what I mean? Now you got to worry about that in the back of your head. So, but either way, I don't think they see Pickens play like this and let him walk. I just can't see that happen.
Yeah, hopefully not, bro. But honestly, you're right. They're not dumb enough to let him walk. But even then, if you pay him and everything's happy, you know what I'm saying, that still doesn't fix his defense. That's still,
right. I'm just bringing up Pickens because you brought up Pickens. But yeah, no, right. That doesn't fix the defense at all.
But just, for sure, bro. Like, and just backtracking it, not to argue with you, but just backtracking we still got to fix his defense, bro. Like,
I think it starts with moving on from the defensive coordinator, bro. I mean,
yeah, you need a guy, bro, right now. Like, I'd rather get a guaranteed guy than go play the lottery. If you can give me money right now to go flip versus going, go to the casino, go gamble some money, I'm gonna go take that money and do what I gotta do.
Indeed. Hey, D-Shiv, I appreciate the call, man.
That's a bit, bro. Appreciate it.
Yep. What I want to try to do, because this, I think it's important to hear what everybody talking about today.
The conference has been locked.
We got lots of callers. So I want to get to everybody. So let's try. I'm working on myself too, because I can get. But let's try to get in there Let's get our statement, question, concern, whatever it may be, and try to let other folk get up in on the lines too. I want to get to everybody. We got about 12 or so, y'all. I want to try to get everybody. But before we move on, I said this already before we got on the phones, but I do think you need to move on from defensive coordinator because I think he's losing locker room. But I don't think he matches the energy of your offense coordinator or your play caller, your head coach or whatever. I don't think it matches. You have an aggressive, creative, punch you in the mouth, physical style of OC/head coach play caller. You have a soft zone conservative. Not saying that I shouldn't use the word zone, but conservative because everybody plays zone. You have a soft conservative mentality that doesn't allow your guys to play free, fast, and run, hit, talk shit. The other side of the ball, they playing free, fast, run, hit, and talk shit. That don't match. And as much, and y'all know me, I did the whole little documentary on it. The main thing about that documentary was twofold. A, at some point we got to figure out who we are, what we want to be from a defensive standpoint, philosophy-wise, and build into that. I don't think this is the philosophy you want to build into when you have what you have on the other side of the ball. This doesn't complement each other. Like the philosophies don't. The mentality, that does not. That's why I laughed and joked around like I'd rather have Wink. Wink Martindale would not stand for letting a puny Bryce Young sit back there comfortably and go 10 for 10. And that's not to say Wink had these amazing defenses. He did in Baltimore, by the way. But I've watched, even though he did not have great defenses in New York, I've watched him from time to time. But they was, you know what I'm saying? There was one year they were doing okay, but they were aggressive. So when you're studying them, like, okay, you do got to be ready for Wink Martindale's crazy-ass blitzes and aggressive defense. Veteran quarterbacks probably can have their way with it if you know where you're going and you got a decent O-line. Young quarterback, bum at, I'm sorry. See, this is why I said I needed below average quarterbacks. Bryce Young. Bro. We wasn't wrong about Bryce Young coming to this game. Your defense is just all-time bad. So I think you have to go get a defensive coordinator that matches the energy of your head coach and your offensive coordinator / play caller and shotty. Because this ain't it. And the players know it. The very first game, what they say in the third half? Free us. In the first game. Well, I gotta check myself. Them dudes was saying, free me. I only played 2 goddamn quarters. I'm just saying, man. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta rip the Band-Aid. I don't think this is going to work with him. I just don't. Marco all the way in Charlotte. Hey, I don't know if you went to the game or not, but
Scott. No, heck no, Scott. Okay. I ain't going. I hate Panther fans with a passion. Heck no, I hate them with a passion. Okay. But Scott, I was gonna say, bro, I watched the game, bro. Donovan Wilson looked like he in preschool. He in coverage, he got to be the worst coverage. I mean, he looked like he looked like my nephews don't know what to do, bro.
Bro, I didn't even bring that part. I completely forgot about that. I really got to check I'm trying, yo. I really am not. I'm not trying to be this way and cussing and all this crazy stuff. But what is he doing back there in coverage like that? Put his behind at the line of scrimmage, 5, 6, 7 yards off the ball, and let him roam like he a damn linebacker at this point. What are we doing? Did something happen to Wanye? Like, a lot of Bell was in there with Dono. Something happened to Wanye I missed. But neither here. I'm with you. I don't understand Donovan Wilson being back there. It's just he has to be the worst cover safety in football.
I mean, Scott, he's not even close. I mean, I'm talking about like it's middle school, not even close, not even close at all. And I'm gonna tell you another guy that sucks. Sam Williams sucks, trash, garbage. Get him out of here. And my last point, Scott, is Eberflus. You know my Cowboys don't play good in zone. We don't play good in zone. We look at Green Bay. They destroyed us in zone when we played them in the playoffs. We are not a zone team. We play man. We get beat. Hey, Scott, we get beat anyways. Just play man. You get beat anyways. Play man, bro.
They played man on the third. I should have brought that play up before. They played man on 3rd and 4. The play before 4th and 4. They played man, bro.
Yes, sir.
And an incomplete pass. You had Bryce Young speed up his delivery, incomplete.
Hey, Scott. Scott, everybody knows what they're gonna do with Renfro. How do we know this? I don't coach football. How do I know where they're going with the ball? And this dude is trying to get a line. Why you just don't press him and make him make a play? If he catch it on Bland and make him make a play, it's cool. But hey, Scott, Bland overpaid. All these dudes overpaid, bro. And we traded our best player for Bland and this dude also Diggy we gotta be. This is saddest year. This is a sad year, bro.
Hold on, bro. Because look, I think so. Here's the thing with Bland. I would have waited because of the injury or whatever. But whatever, he's paid. He's not killing you on the cap or whatever. But you also not playing to these douche stripes either. But I don't think they traded Micah for them. But Jerry's going to say, "Hey, man, we can get 5-6 players by not." But I'll keep going back to this, and we can just leave Voldemort over there where he's at in Green Bay. But if you have a vision-based soft zone defense rush 4, don't you think it'd be smart to have an elite pass rusher that can get home and win on one-on-ones and double teams and loops and stuff? Don't you think it's a little smart? So maybe, just maybe, if you want to get rid of Voldemort, go get another one.
Hey, Scott, I have to say this, Scott. Now, this is my last point for sure.
But hold on,
Scott. Why are we? You think?
But
Jerry,
run defense.
Go ahead.
But our run defense, Jerry, man, shut the f up, bro. Are you watching this run defense?
Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott, there's no way we're trading 2 picks. They got 2 picks for Micah. They think why would the Raiders give up their best player for 1 pick? They gonna make you give 2 picks up. They're not trading. Hey, Scott, I know we don't wrap the season up, but wrap the season up, brothers. This is crazy because I hate Dak. Dak is playing lights out. Dak is lights out.
I can't wrap it up the way the offense is playing. I just can't. If this was last year, you got me. Right? Like, you got me. The offense was playing terrible. Dak playing hero ball. We have no rhyme or reason to anything. The defense is yeah. Wrap this. Let's go ahead. What my man say? Pull the plug. Wrap this up as the ship's going down. I just can't right now. Like, the way my offense is playing, you got to give me some hope defensively. But the longer you don't give me hope, then the closer I am. Call me crazy.
Well, Scott, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the show. Thank you, Scott, for my call, brother.
Of course, always. Vision-based defense, rush 4. We're going to rush them out there with Sam. And to think that they thought about re-signing Sam. Front office is stupid. What's my saying? They just do shit. They have no rhyme or reason. Professor O, it's draft season. No. Week 7, right? 7, yeah. Can't be draft season yet, man. I just can't do it. Heavy hitters today. Martise. It's good to hear Martise calling into the show daily.
I tried to call in last week. I got caught up, though. So a couple things. I know we'll probably be the odd man out here, but that's cool.
No, because you're the one that don't want us to do nothing, right?
Huh?
You don't want us to do anything. There's a lot of people that share that sentiment.
This is why, bro.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. There's people that share the sentiment.
This is the thing, right? When I analyze, I take my fandom out of it. I look at it purely from a business analyzing impersonal perspective. Trayvon Diggs is not healthy. He's never been a tackler. But it's obvious that he's, I don't want to say limping, but when he's planting, there's no explosion whatsoever. And you're watching him on this week-to-week knee, limited, didn't practice. I'm not sure if you pay much attention to that. He's not healthy. Sam Williams, which people are crushing Sam Williams, and I'm looking at it like, y'all do know he had the same injury that Javonte Williams had,
Martise,
but he plays a much more.
He wasn't supposed to even be getting as many snaps, bro. Like he shouldn't be out there playing this much.
I think that's the disappointment factor, right? When I look at Sam Williams, I'm not looking at Sam Williams like I looked at Sam Williams going into last year.
Right.
If this was him going into last year completely healthy and he was playing like this, that's a different conversation, right? You watch Sam Williams and take him, not that it means we keep him, but I watch him engage a defensive end. He has no reactive athleticism whatsoever. He literally will come to a complete stop and then try to turn around and run again.
Bro, Sam not good. We don't even got to go here with he's not good right now. Like he's not good, bro.
I'll say expectations. I'll put it that way. I'll say expectations.
He has no pass rush move. He has no counter. He doesn't have the same quick step anymore. He's not as physical as he once was. He's not as strong. Like he's coming off the ACL. He should have always been a designated pass rusher in this rotation, not a guy that's playing the most snaps of your defensive ends. They messed that. They screwed the pooch right there. But on top of it, he's not playing well.
You're saying it from the premise that they should have got somebody else.
I'm saying that if you never did what you did, he wouldn't have been in that position. But he's in that position because you did what you did.
I got you. Fact. And this is my biggest contention. This is why I said I'm gonna be the odd man out. I think we are dramatically overrating this Baltimore situation, right? And here's why I say it. We got embarrassed yesterday running the ball, mostly between the tackles or off tackle, with Kenny Clark and Osa.
Right.
Was Mozzie going to be the guy? So let's say Baltimore helps us. Let's say Baltimore helps us win one game that we didn't win before yesterday, maybe. How much worse are we trying to stop the run in Eberflus's scheme and Mozzie is your guy?
And see, my rebuttal to that.
I think we have.
Hold on, because my rebuttal to that is the trump card. Y'all are looking at this in a vacuum. People that are like you have your thought process. You're looking at it in the vacuum. You don't just swap one for one. You add to Voldemort. You don't just say, "Oh, we do nothing," and walk into.
They weren't going to do that.
It's not about what they were or weren't going to do. I'm telling you what they should do. That's what they should do. You damn sure don't trade the mother. And then don't bring in a better pass rusher and expect everything to be great with that group. And Kenny Clark really ain't doing. Let me calm down because this ain't Kenny's fault.
And that's where I don't disagree with you. I partially disagree with you in the sense that we disagreed on the cap situation, right? That's where we ended up disagreeing. When I look at this team, this is my thing, right? If you came to me today and said, "Yo, bet a significant amount of money on something," if Voldemort was still here and they traded a second-round pick for Kenny Clark, at minimum you have to, for that to be a good decision. I don't care if you win 10 games again. That does not matter. We were 12-5, 12-5, 12-5 and home with no legitimate chance at winning a ring. So the bar has to be, I'm basically mortgaging all possibility to build a high-end roster the right way, and I'm making a trade for a stud defensive tackle. The bar has to be, we are Super Bowl favorites. That's the bar. Or at minimum, we are absolutely unequivocally the second best team in the NFC. That is the minimum bar for a move like that. And that wouldn't have done it.
Whatever you want to say, man. All I'm saying is this general manager is goofy. The team building process is goofy.
Respectfully, that's my firm disagreement, though. We're saying make a move that pretty much destroy.
Your disagreement is that the general manager is not goofy?
Related to the Baltimore situation. Sorry, not in general. We agreed on 90% of what he's done.
Because you continue to look at it through a vacuum, bro. This ain't just about the week before the season. You had a chance to really revamp this defense in February, starting in February, not freaking September. I'm not talking about that. I'm not
We
talking about you
didn't,
making
though,
trade
Sky.
But I'm saying
didn't.
the reason why your defense is what it looks like is not just the Baltimore, it's everything leading up to it. You add on top of, you don't remove from, you don't make one thing better, which ain't to make the other thing worse. Both are worse. Now, how about that? Both are worse. When you had 7 months to build on top of, Martise, you're looking at it through a vacuum. I'm talking about from season's
Scott,
over.
I'm looking at it from those that disagree with me, saying
I'm not looking into this as a vacuum. I'm saying when the season ended, you had a chance. Instead, you went out and got Bum Murray. You went out and got Kyer Elam. Now, Jack Sanborn ain't ish, but Jack Sanborn probably looks better than some of these linebackers that were in there. It's just that dang on bad. You went out and got little 1 year Band-Aid, bottom of the roster, backup type of dudes. You didn't add on. And then you confused your fan base because then you went out and got George Pickens. So you made it seem like, oh, we are going for the gusto, but you ain't going for the gusto. You reacted to not. So my whole thing, Martise, screw the trade in September. You effed up coming into that situation.
I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's accurate. Given where the team is, because this is the thing, keeping it 100. Hold on, keeping it 100. You remember how many people we lost?
Love to be on the other side for no. How do you disagree with the way they built the defense?
I'm gonna make a couple statements. Just point out one thing that's not a fact, and then I'll say I'm goofy. I'm gonna make a statement. Point out one that's not a fact. We had nothing on the team. Diggs was hurt, right? The only guy we had coming back was Bland. He was the only guy at corner. Diggs hurt. You have Bland coming back. We drafted Revel. They went and traded for Elam because he wasn't a high-paid guy, and they hoped he'd be a guy.
Bro, Martise, you just keep skipping all the most important things. We drafted this and we did that. Martise, the draft didn't start in March. The draft started in May.
No.
You had a chance to improve your defense in March, February with the coordinator, March with the free agency, then the draft, and then after the draft. You did not improve your defense, brother, and then you made it worse by trading Micah. What? How is that a disagreement?
I guess it's emotional. Easy, because it didn't matter. You're talking about fixing a team like you have a top paid roster.
Your defense doesn't
You don't
matter.
improve your. That's not what I said. You have a top paid roster situation already. You don't have a choice but to bottom of the barrel shop.
No, you don't.
Or draft.
That is BS. See, you are the perfect fan for Jerry Jones. That is crap. You do have a choice.
Name one team that's done it. Name one team that's done it.
That's went out and spent money in free agency on their defense. Washington just did it. Denver did it as well. I've seen the Philadelphia Eagles have done it. Baltimore's done it. What are you talking about? San Francisco has done it.
You're naming teams that aren't paying anybody.
Martise, you had quite literally, had you signed your guy, by the way, $40 million in cap space. What are we talking about?
You had that by not signing him.
You get more money if you would have signed him. The cap number would have went down in 2025, Martise. By the way, this goes to a whole nother conversation we've had before. That's your fault for not getting in front of these contracts, and you using it to make fans like you believe you have an excuse. It's not an excuse, because A, the cap is going to continue to rise, right? B, if you have a plan of, okay, look, we got a 3 to 5 year window where I'm going to push the chips in, and yes, we may pay for it 5 years down the line, but I'm going to be aggressive and go get it. You can move money around and be aggressive and make the trades and make the free agent acquisitions instead of going to get 1 year Band-Aids, Martise. The Philadelphia Eagles quite literally have done that. That is literally what they're doing right now. They have
never done it, bro. That's the part where
that is literally what they're doing now.
Yes, because they already had their guys cheaper.
Martise, they signed. Also the Lions are doing it as well. If you go look at what they're doing, they're pushing the money to 2029, and they've went all in. They've done that, and then when it's time to cut Band-Aids, they'll do it. The Kansas City Chiefs have done it too, and they've been up against the clock. They've been up against the cap. You keep coming in here with cap. Are you kidding me right now? Martise, go to the Star and go be with your boys, the Joneses. Don't call in here talking about no cap to me right now. Not when this thing continues to go up. Not when your own freaking general manager and Stephen Jones keeps telling you he don't give a damn how much cap we got. I'm not participating in free agency. So don't give me cap. It is the philosophy. They choose to be this way, Martise. They choose. You're giving them the excuse. You're the exact reason. You're the perfect fan for them. The perfect fan.
I'm not. I'm critical of them paying guys late. That is a fair criticism. But I'm not about to sit here and respectfully lie and say you can just move money because you can't. You can move it a couple years. The bill comes due. I think we're ignoring the fact that they're paying Dak what they're paying him.
Nobody is ignoring the fact that the bill comes through. What we're saying is how about this? For when the bill comes due, let the bill come due. But in between that, be aggressive and go for the damn gusto. That's what we're saying.
That's the point we're nowhere near good enough for that, Sky. And respectfully, I know you don't even believe it. If we put
Martise, we literally went 12-5 today. We literally went 12-5 3 years in a row, and they didn't go for the gusto not one single time. What are you talking about?
Fair criticism. Fair criticism. We're talking about now.
Get the hell out of here, dog. What are you talking about, fam? Like, you are literally running the Joneses' PR right now. We ain't never been that good. We were 12-5 3 years in a row. You got a franchise quarterback, and you want to tell me we ain't never been that good? Stop it. The minute I go 12-5, I'm trying to go 13-4 the next year, and 14-3 the next year, and 15-1 the next year by adding on top. Name me a motherfucking time they weren't reacting, and they were being proactive and making the team better by being proactive and not reacting, Martise. You can't, because that is what they do. I'm not going to let you lie to the fans. I'm not. Anybody else that wants to agree, I'm not going to let you lie to the fans. Coming in here talking about cap. Stop that. We are in week 7 and you want to cry about cap with your offense playing the way it's playing? You had cap space. You could have had more. Cap? I've watched teams with $38 in cap space make moves. Martise Jones. OG, what's good?
Man, he got my blood pressure high.
Dude. He likes to be a contrarian, and I'm gonna call his ass out. He know it though. We fight. This ain't new. He know it. He knew what he was doing. Yeah. He knew exactly what he was doing with that one.
That was Stephen Jones' son, man.
Gotta be. Hey, they put a couple dollars in Martise's pockets.
Yeah. Hey, man, but I'm not gonna touch on anything that he said because we think the same way on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just leave that alone. But man, what I wanted to say is I thought about something. Somebody told me a long time ago, man, and they said once you put your resources in, I'm talking about money, draft picks. Just contracts and everything, that's what you care about. And I'll give you an example. I've talked about this on the show yesterday. Alabama versus Duke in football, I'm going to take Alabama 10 times out of 10 because Alabama cares about football. Alabama versus Duke basketball, I'm going to take Duke 10 times out of 10 because Duke cares more about basketball. What I'm saying is this. The Joneses care. They put their resources into the offense. If you go back and look at the draft picks, and the contracts that they put into the offense, not only that, but the coaching. If you go look at the coaches we got on offense today versus what we got on defense, it's obvious that the Joneses put way more resources into the offense than they do the defense. And so what that brings me to is that I don't see how we get out of that thing until we put more. When I look at the field, I don't see the same quality players out there. And that's not just Eberflus's scheme. I think it's both. I think it's Eberflus. Also, I think it's players, too. We got to get more players in here, man, before we can become serious about this. I would say this, and I'm going to let you go, Scott, because you got some other people.
Trying to see.
How many times, and I don't know this number, but how many times in Dak's era have we been a top 10 offense? We probably can count that on about 6 times, probably. how many times in Dak's era have we been a top 10 defense? And it was none. We've got to do better about that and keep their toes to the fire, man, because they just don't invest in it. Because I think what it is I think they care more about losing 30-27 and being entertaining than losing 13-10. They just want to be entertaining, man, and they want to keep the money flowing and everything, and that's why they put a lot more resources in. We got to put I looked at first-round draft picks. We got 4 first-round draft picks on offense. We got a franchise quarterback on offense. We got somebody else's number 1 with Pickens on offense. We just signed Ferg on offense. And what we got on defense, we got Mozzie, who's inactive, and then we traded Parsons to Green Bay. Everybody else on defense right now, we have Clark, but everybody else on defense, no first-round draft picks. We just don't put the resources into it. Then we go get Eberflus, who's probably getting paid from Chicago. Got him on a cheap deal or whatever. So
they got 3 second-round defensive ends on their team, and that's not really. And look, one's a rookie, so but at this point, that second-round pick too, by the way. But I think the real issue goes beyond the players as well. Because you're right. I think it definitely starts up top. And for me, and I've said this many a times, and I'll keep saying it, and we're probably going to have to do it again. B Bird, it's this here. You can't see the graphic, but it's this. When you have this much turnover at defensive coordinator, you're going to get this from time to time. And here's the part that makes it real frustrating, is that it's not like, okay, we've just had normal turnover on the defensive side of the ball. No, you're having philosophical change. You went from Rob Ryan crazy 3-4, right, for a couple years, and very next year, boom, 4-3 Lane Kiffin, who's old, sleeping and falling asleep in the booth. Then boom, we go to Rod Marinelli, who tweaks it a little bit, but not a whole lot. Then boom, you bring in I forget his name, is slipping my name, the defensive coordinator from Seattle, and he runs a different coverage scheme than Rod runs. So he does the pass game, and Rod does this game, and then boom, you go to Mike Nolan, who's back to a 3-4. Then boom, you go to Dan Quinn, who does he's multiple, right? So sometimes it's this, sometimes then boom, you go to Mike Zimmer, who's pure 4-3, does different things with a second and third level. Then boom, we go back to a conservative 4-3. Like, it is just constant philosophical change.
Absolutely.
You cannot do that. You need to figure out what you want to be from the top, and you bring in those coaches that want to execute with the general manager or / head coach. But in this case, if it was a regular general manager, this is what we want to be. You go look at what Pittsburgh does. You go look at Baltimore. You go look at Kansas City. You go look at this is the type of defense we want to be, and this is how we're going to build it for here on out until we need to make drastic change. When you say they don't care about defense, this to me is more telling. They don't. They just do shit defensively.
Yeah, and I'll say this is my last statement, and this is
Chris Rashad,
this is my thought process. So when you trade Parsons, man, to me, and then people looking at the pressure that we're not getting, my analogy would be is if Golden State traded Steph Curry, and in the middle of the year they said, hey man, why we don't have that many 3-pointers like we used to? But damn, you traded the best dude in the game. And so that's kind of what that is to me, man. It's kind of, only thing I give Shotty is he didn't come here with the idea, not Shotty, but Eberflus. He did not come here with the idea that he wasn't going to have one of the best pass rushers in the league on defense. He came here with the idea that guy was going to be here.
For sure.
That's the only out I give him, man. And I'm going to get off. I know you got a lot of guys, man. I appreciate you getting me on, Scott.
Yes, sir. I don't think you're wrong about that, OG. I definitely thought he was going to get a Micah Parsons. Sad is we don't know how he's going to use him, but I mean, there still needed to be more. I mean, if you go back and watch all the shows that we were having, even with him on the roster, we was like, look, the defensive end room, because we're still like, can we get more in the defensive tackle room? Can we get more cornerback? Can we make it a competition at safety? I don't know about this Murray guy. We thought Leofau was, coming into his own. I'll admit, I thought Sanborn was going to be better than this. Not. But also at the end of the day, when you talk about the type of guys you brought in, think about what they were. Either journeyman types, failed first round picks, Jags. Not dudes. That's your front office. That's just what they do. They're gonna draft and develop. Well, I hate to say it. That ain't working. Well, I ain't gonna say I hate to say it because it needs to be said. but it definitely has not been working of late. And when you miss, and if you miss multiple times, ooh, it's bad. Your philosophy's jacked. It's just jacked, man. The league is showing you how to move, and the Cowboys are doing the opposite. It's that simple. Martise, nobody, I mean, yes, I mean, I'm being emotional because you are just unequivocally wrong or capping for this front office. But this is what you do. This is what you do. You love to be contrarian. You love to try to find something where you go, you can't win this one. Explain to me how exactly I'm wrong for saying the way they built the defense before the Micah trade was an issue. Mr. Football Philosopher, the freaking philosophy is flawed. How am I wrong in saying, or anybody else, that yes, you can manipulate the cap to be aggressive to do X, Y, Z? How teams quite literally do it. We don't manipulate the cap to be aggressive. We manipulate the cap so he can come back here and say, oh, here's the pie. We got to pie this and pie that. Put that pie in your face. Deshaun, what's up? Yeah, that's the one that said CeeDee Lamb wasn't a wide receiver one. But he's not emotional. He's logical. Love you, Martise. All right, Deshaun is muted right now, apparently. 917. What's up?
Yo, what's good, man? Yo, Skywalker, long-time fan, first time calling in, man. Yo,
Man,
check
welcome
it
to
out.
the show.
I'm the Micah Parsons thing, this is the thing. Micah Parsons, to win a championship and make sure you're still in the running to win a championship, yes, I believe we should have kept Micah Parsons, but that aside, because we didn't, we literally need every single thing that traded Micah Parsons happened. We need them all. We have that many holes. See, that's the thing. There's not going to be one guy for this defense. It's historically bad, like you pointed out. I'm saying we have the offense, especially when we help, to drop 40 a game, so we don't even need a whole bunch of all-pros. We just need to get this from the sewer to the street level at some point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I played football a long time, man. Coaching is everything. See, people talk that talent shit. Check it out. In college, right, they speed up the game. See, you learn from high school to college. Yo, you can't just out-athletic everybody. Everybody fast in college, right? So what they do is I was a linebacker. They made me a defensive end. Then they take the safeties and make them linebackers. Then they take the corners and make them safety. See, they sped everybody up just that fast, just with moving. Check it out. If people talking about Diggs healthy, we don't know. We don't know. What I'm saying is it looks like now, because Diggs hasn't even been a corner for a whole long time, but something Saban saw was like, you know what? Let's move him from offense to defense because he might be. I think we have to make that move again with him if we plan to keep him. Or if we trade him, let other teams see this tape. We need to move him to safety. Check it out. I know he don't like to tackle, but he looks like to play defense and to be effective, he has to see things in front of him. And it looks like on the field, he knows where the safety's supposed to be more than the safeties know where they're supposed to be.
That's funny. But, okay, look. You
hold on. Let me.
Go ahead. So
I got you, Scott. But I'm saying with the holes, though, see, we have to keep all these things. Why? Because Sanborn, gone. Murray, gone. Sam Williams, gone. Fowler, gone. Elam, gone. Wilson, gone. Hooker, gone. Flus, gone. That's just one side of the ball.
Are you talking about next year?
Yeah, they got to go. So we need We can't even trade with the team to get better right now. That's going to fix all these holes. We can't. Floof's philosophy and his inability to make adjustments. See, that's my point. In defense, you got to have the ability to make adjustments almost as much or more than the offense.
I'm trying to see where you're at.
We
Here.
only need.
I'm trying to see
we only need. We got the type.
Where are you at here? Are you saying like just don't do nothing? Or like,
what I'm saying is,
I'm trying to. I don't really follow.
We have so many holes right now on defense. Right. I don't think we can do anything with what we have to make us better in the media. Unless we get like a Patrick Surtain or something like that, we don't have anything to give for an immediate change. I think right now we need to start blitzing more, and we need to move Diggs to safety and get Wilson up out of there like tomorrow.
Okay, so that's the point I wanted to get to. Yeah,
we need to fire
because you weren't really. I was a little bit confused. How you saying that? Just do nothing, just because nobody can come in and help.
Oh, no, not do nothing. This is egregious. But it's obvious that we're going to waste a great offensive year because with our offense healthy, we only need 2 drives, and that's 10 points. That's one because we got the best kicker in football also. So when CD and our offensive line, because remember a lot of people started talking shit about our offensive line. A lot of like we don't need our starters on our offensive line. Did they see how Hoffman played this last game?
Offensive line did not, and definitely the interior. I should say that. Let me be there because the tackles they weren't giving up pressure. Interior was not good.
They didn't give us nothing on offense and defense. They didn't give us nothing. So that's what I'm saying. We need.
But before you keep going, man, let's go back to this Diggs thing, bro. Because and then end it here. Diggs ain't playing no damn shit. You said it. Diggs, he ain't tackling, bro. Your safety's got to hit, and that's just the end of that.
You're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is,
they gotta hit.
But we have so many. Like Eberflus came in, and he was supposed to be the linebacker guru. Why linebackers is the worst on defense? See, something got to give.
No, I'm with you. You got to get fired.
I'm saying,
I don't think the answer is moving Diggs to safety, though. But yeah.
What I'm saying is our cover is so bad. Like, what did we do in the Eagles game that we couldn't replicate and make better?
It's the first game of the year. Your defense was not great in the. I keep telling people they were on pace to give up 42 points. The third quarter, the third half, they got better.
I'm not even talking about that. I agree with you. I'm saying the ability to lock up the big receivers and at least keep everything in front of you.
Bro, like Jalen Hurts is a bag trying to throw the ball. Like that again, it's the first game. It's Jalen Hurts.
He's a bum.
Like he's not throwing a rock like that in regards to. So I'm not looking at that game. We got 5 other games of evidence.
Okay. 5 other games of evidence. I agree, and I'm saying we make bums look like world-class heroes
consistently.
So we're not covering either.
We agreeing, bro. We agreeing on this for sure. Yeah, get rid of Flus.
No, I agree that we agree. I agree that we agree. I'm just saying we have so many holes on defense. We're gonna need all of those. We're gonna need the ability to move up and down in the draft to fill half of them.
The draft,
because it's not like it's
saving
that we leaking from. We are leaking from every level on defense.
The draft ain't saving you.
You're right.
I don't know how many times we got to see the proof in the pudding here. They are lucky.
No. I understand that.
Let me tell you this.
I understand that.
Let me tell you this. They lucky they got Voldemort in 21. 21? That's about the only time it saved you. Because outside of that, tell me the defensive players that's saving you in the draft. Come on.
No. I feel you. I was saying it was going to have to be a group thing. That's what I'm saying. But you're absolutely right. But
I'm saying them picks. That's what I'm saying. Because they ain't going to save you, bro.
You're right, man. But damn, son, we leaking from every level. This is like a waste that our offense could score 30 points without CD and our offensive linemen, and we still losing games. This is crazy. I never seen nothing like that before in the history of football. Damn. 40 points for us? That's 2 good drives. That's one offensive good drive that we got. That's 1 a quarter, and the second good offensive drive, or we could get from anywhere. That
We
10
go
points,
in a circle. I
and
gotta
we
get to
still
the other
lose
folks,
the
but
game.
it is frustrating. I'm with you, bro. It's frustrating.
My man, son, appreciate you taking me, bro.
Of course. Good stuff. You ain't wrong. I mean, I just don't believe that we don't do nothing. If it ain't personnel wise, then it has to be coordinator wise. You got to rip this. This is, and the reason why I don't have hope is because it's not like he's going to galvanize these guys. These guys don't care for him. And we keep saying, and this is true, and I even agree with it. Like, you're not going to get 5-6 players that are going to flip the thing. You can get a couple though. Like, let's not get it twisted. You can get a couple that'll at least improve this thing a little bit. And that's all we ask for. That little bit of improvement. But if you want wholesale improvement, when you see wholesale bad play, that is a coaching problem. That is a coaching problem. You already have a personnel problem. And then you add on top of it terrible coaching. Can't have it. You gotta go. You gotta scrap it. May not work. Who knows? What does it hurt? What seriously? And when it comes to the picks, I'm not even playing, to be honest. But to be serious here, do we seriously think? I said this. I already said this many times. You seriously think 2 first-round rookies is saving this defense as currently constructed with Matt Eberflus? You have to change your way of thinking, Jerry, Steven. You have to change your way of thinking. They're not saving this. As currently constructed, you better get aggressive. If you're not going to do it this year, then you better do it in the offseason. Get rid of Flus. Bring in a coordinator that matches better with this offense. Bring in a coordinator that can galvanize these guys. And you go get proven dudes. I'm not saying you trade 4 first-round picks, nothing like that. But you got to go get dudes. You got to go spend money in free agency. Like, at least try it. You know what I'm saying? Because a 21-year-old ain't say Micah Parsons not walking through that door in the draft. Outside of him, please name me a defensive player. Come on. That changed your defense. Don't worry, I'll wait. No. I ain't talking about that. No. I'm talking about in this current regime. I'm not going back to DeMarcus Ware. No. Bill brought in some dudes, things like that. I'm talking about this current. Well, it was from McCarthy, I guess now it's. But in that little era, that little time span. Who? Oh, we naming other teams. Oh, no. I'm talking about Dallas. I'm talking about Dallas, y'all. By the way, you want to go look at Aaron Donald's? You want to go look at that? The Rams? That wasn't a good team or defense for a good bit there. TJ Watt got dropped into a good defense. He didn't get dropped into this. Y'all goofy talking about some damn jealous bit. I'm serious, man. You trust these dudes to draft defensive game changers when they wasting 3rd-round picks on a rookie who blew his knee out? We never have high picks. TJ Watt went low. Mm-hmm. You brought up TJ Watt. Didn't Aaron Donald go like 14th or something? Mm-hmm. You got all these picks. Go trade up and get these. But even still, I don't think unless Michael Parsons is walking through that door, I'm not in the draft. I don't know. Is there a game changing franchise, generational changing? Because I know we went from the worst defense ever in franchise history to respectable and getting turnovers the next year. That's all I know. If it's somebody like that in the draft, then let's roll. Let's rock. I don't believe that's that. I don't. Is that there? Is that there? Is that there? Is that there? And you got what 4 in the next 2. I bet. Got to trade them all, like I said. Still draft one of these defenders, but go get another one. Go sign another one. You know what I'm saying? You don't drop a rookie into this and be like, all right, Rook, save us. It's just a dumb philosophy. Twan, what's up?
Guy, what's up, baby, man? I'm calling you week 2. Told you I'm Eagles from the gate. Do you remember that? I said, fire him now. He said, no, be careful. Wait. You have to fire him now. And in my perfect world, what I hope would happen, that's the God truth, we fire Eberflus. We go pick up Bill Belichick because they're working on a buyout right now. He's working on a buyout right now with North Carolina. How do you feel about that?
Don't tease me with a good time. Wait a minute. I don't know if Bill would want to come in here and be a DC, but damn it, that sounds fun. Now, look, if it's one guy, if it's one defensive mind guy that I know will come in there, he ain't no players coach, that's for damn sure, but he know what the hell he doing.
Okay, so now my
I
next
didn't even think
question to
about
you,
that. I didn't think he would.
now,
Interesting.
my next question to you, I feel like Belichick can fix it, but what about bringing Zimmer back?
That's who I thought when I put this graphic up before we even decided to move on from Zimmer. I'm like, I just think it'd be best if they brought him back because you can have some continuity, and maybe if Zim doesn't want to be a head coach, he can be your guy for the next, 5, 10. I don't know how Zim might not want to coach for 10 years, but you know what I mean? Keep some continuity, groom a coach under him, and then rinse, wash, repeat. But I don't think they're going to bring Zim back. I think Zim is frustrated with the organization. However, maybe he wants to coach, but I can't see it. That'd be kind of silly.
Now, in closing, I would like a realistic answer. What do we do the playoff?
I couldn't hear that last
part. Right
Say
now,
again. I couldn't hear you.
What do we do about making it to the playoffs? Because that's all I care about, right?
All I care about is beating the Washington Commanders.
By week.
That's all I care about, beating the Washington Commanders. But I think step one, you got to move on from defense coordinator. I think your defense he's lost that locker room. It's just point blank period. It's not matching. It's not meshing. It's just a wrap. You got to move on from him, and then you got to you got to be aggressive if you want to get there. They may not want to do that. They may just want to, hover around 500, be competitive, and wait for Demo to come back and Revel to come back, and then we'll get to the offseason. And next year, quarterback's 33. Another year with CeeDee Lamb. Maybe we'll see. But that's what they may want to do. But at this point, bro, I'm just Washington. Find a way to beat Washington.
Oh, man. All right. About them Cowboys. Peace and love.
Yeah, I mean, y'all know me. I mean, this has kind of been my mantra for years now. One game at a time. I just, when it looked like this, like it's one thing if this was, you start off, 6 games in, 6-1, or 6 games in, 5-1 or something like that. Even 4-2. Like, yeah, definitely preparing yourself for the playoffs or whatever. I don't need to say preparing, but getting to that point. I'm not thinking about no playoffs. I'm thinking about week 7. Get back to 500. Which sucks because I don't think the NFC is there's just this juggernaut. The problem is you have probably the worst defense in the NFC. I mean, it has to be, right? I think the Dolphins, let me see. I want to say the Dolphins were pretty damn bad the week before. So yard-wise, you're the worst. You got 4 turnovers on the season. It's crazy. Oh my God. We done gave up 15 pass touchdowns. That's the worst. To 2 interceptions. Hey, Jerry. Jerry talked all that shit about sorry. He talked all that mess about run defense. The Cowboys are the second worst run, only to Miami. Damn, man. We starting to rack up the penalties too. I'm just looking at these volume stats. I'm not looking at the advanced metrics right now. You know what's wild about that run defense thing? Hold on, let me see. Oh, never mind. There was a point in time, teams from an attempt standpoint, I think this Panthers game might have skewed it a bit. Like an attempt standpoint, you were actually low. They didn't run a whole lot, but they ran effectively. You still were bottom 10, run defense, yards wise. It's not good. But now the attempts shot up because they ran 40 times yesterday or something like that? 30 sometimes. And yet you still had a chance to win. You still had a chance to win if you from a pass. Oh boy, I tell you, boy, this team is just funny, man. Oh my bad. All right, let's get back to the phone line. 813, you are live.
Hey, Scott, it's Cal. Appreciate you, answering the phone calls and all that. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my do-rag today, Scott. I usually don't even do this. I usually try to come in and be nice and calm with you and all that, but
I appreciate
fuck all that.
Because there you go. Because I try, but I never succeed at being nice and calm.
I know you got to be professional, Scott. So I'm going to be your do-rag interpreter for the day, all right?
Please be.
So go ahead and get your button ready.
I got it.
All right. So to start off nice and easy, good morning, everybody. My name is Kel. I'm a Cowboys lover. We love this team. But fuck Matt Eberflus. I told you I didn't want this motherfucker since the motherfucking beginning. This motherfucker sucks. He got fired for a motherfucking reason. Why the fuck do we have this motherfucker back in the motherfucking
Okay. I hear you, bro, but I'm trying to get.
My bad. Let me stop. Let me slow down. Let me start off.
Yeah,
I can't throw out that many words.
YouTube gonna be like at hour 30 mark, bro. We snatching all of that. So you got a couple MFs. I might give you that.
Let me stop.
I can't give you 72 MFs, though. I can't. All right.
Yeah. My bad. Let me slow down. I can't use that. I can't go that hard.
I feel you though.
So,
but yeah, let's. You allowed about a good 5 MFers, but you got to space them out. But you used them all up now, so just go.
Yeah, I can't. You're right. So that was my little blackout moment.
All right.
So, hey, we shouldn't have had this guy since the beginning. I told y'all from the beginning. If y'all, I'm a no-namer. But on my Twitter, I literally, when Matt Eberflus was hired, I literally screamed no from the top of the rooftops because I know this man sucks. I've watched Chicago games. One of my best friends in the Marine Corps is a Chicago fan. And you know what he did when he found out we hired Matt Eberflus? He sent me a freaking iPhone message laughing. I know what that meant. You're going to sit here and tell me that Diggs is washed and all this other stuff. This man literally went through fire and brimstone to get himself back into freaking working condition at least to play for y'all. And this is the things he gets? Running a zone defense when he's a man corner who plays in phase?
And he went to him.
What are we doing here? Yeah. What are we doing? Then the guy who calls up and says the offense needs to play better, we are the number one offense. Number one. You can't get no better. You can't. Maybe a few plays can get better, but you can't get better than number one. Who you think we are, God? Like, be real. You punted this season when you traded Micah Parsons. You punted it. Why? Because you got in your daggone feelings instead of being a general manager. You want to get in your feelings because you're a coward. And now we as fans got to suffer through this because your ass wants to go, your behind wants to keep counting money. And now your fans over here are caught two ways because we got delusional dummies who thinks it was the right idea to trade Michael Parsons and the defense was going to suck anyway when you could have spent money on making this defense better. But you got a whole bunch of Jags and nobody. Thinking we were going to stop this crap up like butter. Man, even Fruit ain't from the South, man. This man don't even like grit. Boy, I'm going to get off the phone, Scott, because I'm going to just get back in my heated moment, and I'm going to have to smack fire out of somebody. So, you thought trading Michael Parsons is the greatest idea in the world, you're a dummy and a fool. And one freak, I bet you Donald Trump can sell you freaking land in Marciago. I'm getting off the phone, Scott. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, bro. That was hey, good stuff. Was that Kel? I might have said your name, but that was good. The best part right there was, who do you think we are? God? That was a bar. Yeah, there's people that was like, yeah, blaming this on. Oh, and I'm like, I don't know what you. They can't mess up, and that's. I mean, that is the reality. If you want to just live in that world, that okay, this is the expectation. You can't mess up, and when you do, we blame you. I'm not going to argue with you. As long as you also on the other side say it ain't right. you shouldn't have that. It ain't right. You know what I mean? Who do you think we are? I am, and that's a real bar. And look, this is not the Voldemort show. Somehow, some way, this got turned into that. I still think you don't have to be. What man Vaught say? You ain't got to be the 39th ranked defense right now. You ain't got to be that 39th ranked. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we at 28, 27. I don't need him to be that. So, you know, it's beyond that. It started before that, only got worse after, and it continues to increasingly get worse now. So the question is, what do you do? Nothing? And just hope it gets fixed? Or do you make a move? It don't have to be a personnel move if you believe personnel is not going to change it. But you don't sit on your hands. I remember... and y'all correct me if I'm wrong here. 2010 year, the famous sabotage season. Because I did, man. Look, I think JG was sabotaging, and we've gotten kind of proof about that. So they fired Wade, which, man, I take Wade at this point, but that ain't gonna happen. They fired Wade, and I believe and I might be saying his name wrong, Paul Pazlazny, or I could never get that name right, but it was Paul P, if I'm not mistaken, took over that defense. I thought. Could be wrong. Thought he did. And they quite literally almost flipped the script of who they were. And by golly, they got a little bit better. We almost made it. I remember vividly. It was a Roy Williams Saints game. I'm sitting there with John Kitten. I'm like, yo, we got a chance to make the play. Granted, at this point in time, I wasn't thinking like I think now, but I'm like, yo, we can make this thing, man. Look at the defense playing better, getting turnovers. John Kitten is doing. And yeah, but the point of that is, so yeah, Paul, how do you say it? Paul P, Professor, I'm calling him. Things changed defensively. They weren't as historic. I don't want to say historic, but they weren't as bad. They started getting turnovers. I think they actually went to like super vision zone defense, I think, at that point in time. So if you can just have that type of turnaround, where because you made the change at the play caller level and you changed a little bit of things, it helped what was a bad defense. Now you're worse. But I'm just saying, that's kind of where my hope is. If no one believes we should go get the players, if no one believes it's going to happen, then take care of your house. Use the tools you have in your crib to fix the leaky roof. Do you just let the roof keep leaking? and say, well, wait, I don't got the cap to go fix my roof. So I'm going to just let it keep leaking. I'm going to put this bucket under here. Because you know what happens? That roof just bubbles. Eventually, it's going to collapse. Now, it may have already collapsed. Might need a whole new roof, which means hey, you probably should go out and get something else. Just say it. Y'all remember that, though? Paul P. I can't say his last name. Somebody said Paul Gunther a bum. He was in DC in Oakland at the time, and that did not work out. Pasqualoni. I knew he was Italian. Paul Pasqualoni. Y'all remember that? He changed things a little bit, played a little bit better. Now, it also could have been you changed the coordinator and JG was like, yeah, it's my time. And you know what happens sometimes. You switch the leadership. People wake up. All right, we got two more here. 559. You are live.
Hey, how's it going, Skywalker?
Good morning. Good morning. It's going about as good as it can go after yesterday.
Man, my headache is just coming down, man, from that game. I couldn't watch any football yesterday, man. It's too hard to watch Dak have such a great development and year. See him looking like an elite quarterback.
Oh,
his name right now should be.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll talk about this after the show or after the call.
Okay. And I gotta say, man, we know Jerry and Steven really have struggled to evaluate and bring in talent on defense. But what we're seeing right now, that sit back, leather helmet football defense that we playing right now, it's too predictable. It's too easy for these offensive coordinators and quarterbacks to find the holes and gaps. We're getting ran on.
Stay right there.
Go ahead.
Stay right there. Put a pin in the rest because you are 100% correct. I want to give you props right here about the predictability, which a lot of people believe. But let me tell you how predictable they are. Dave Canales drawed up a beautiful play design to get Rico Dowdle free on the touchdown. But the reason why I'm talking about how predictable it was, do you know how long it took to get there? That play never happens if you have a legitimate pass rush because it takes too long to be drawn up. But because he know you don't have a pass rush, this is exactly where you're going to be on this call, this down and distance, in this area of the field. I know exactly how to attack it. This man ran interference, flood here, and waited, I want to say 5-6 seconds later. You had Rico Dowdle right out the backfield, up to the side, all by itself. Amazing design. But only reason why that works is because the predictability of your defense and knowing damn well you're not going to get pressure on me with that rush. I just want to hammer home your point there. Yeah. It is extremely predictable.
What did we hear about when we let 11 go? You can scheme it up. This guy can't scheme it up. He plays the same. I feel like I don't know what my front seven can do because you're putting them behind the 8 ball. You're putting them at a disadvantage instead of advantage. I would so much want to see Zimmer back with that A gap, even fake blitz, just to make the offensive line and quarterback think a little bit. When you got your linebackers 5 to 7 yards, your corners are 8 to 10 yards off, you're making it so easy for the quarterback, man. This is 7-on-7 football. That's what we're seeing out of the quarterbacks we're facing. Look at Russ, man. That was the biggest red sign I ever seen in my life, and I haven't seen any change. This guy isn't going to change. He doesn't have in his repertoire. Eberflus in Chicago got exposed for not really having a developed football mind. Like, it makes you now understand that the Chicago defense carried Eberflus to this point in his career. And we don't have the talent. We don't have the Warren Sapp Simeon Rice Bucks defense to be playing this scheme. We got young guys who need an advantage. I just can't even. And my last comment, like, I know this is like, I don't know if Diggs, we've always gambled on injury-prone players, and on Diggs, we didn't gamble on him as much. We paid him because he was great at the time we paid him. But I don't know if he's going to be back to who he was, or if he's just quit on this guy, if he's seen it first. Like, I just don't know which one it is, but it doesn't look good for Diggs right now as I'm looking at. That's the one guy I can see that I'm seeing a regression in his ability. He's playing safe, really safe out there. Yeah, and look I'm watching your screen that you put up right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Diggs wise,
I'm watching what you put up.
Yeah, you see this like 4th and 3 with the game. This is for the game, bro. This is for the game. And we would have played games with Bryce Young.
And you want to bait him. You want to bait him into that throw, but have a linebacker come all the way across the formation to try to get the slant. And that's a slow reacting linebacker. We all have seen the 22. What is it, Rivers? What is it, Kenneth? What? I don't know what his name is. But he is not a fast reacting twitch reaction linebacker.
You want to see? I mean, did you see the show, or did you see the show earlier where I broke it down?
No, I didn't. I just tuned in a couple minutes.
That's okay.
ago,
Let me run it back with you while you're on the phone here. You know what makes this even more frustrating with Kenneth Murray is he's dead looking right at his eyes. And if you can see this, he's looking right at Bryce Young's eyes. Okay, watch how many times Bryce Young looks over to the left at the wide receiver.
Oh, get there! Come on, man.
Go just look real quick. 1, kind of 2, 3. 3 times before the ball snapped, and your linebacker, who has an awareness level on Madden of 27, instead of maybe floating to that side, he's floating just ever so lightly to the other side. And then when the snap happens, his first steps is to this side, to the opposite side. Where's your awareness, my boy? Because even with you not understanding that you need to actually be cheating this way, pre-snap, post-snap, what makes you go the other way? If you just cheat just a little bit to the other side, you get there because it's a game of inches.
Yes. Even with all of that, even as slow as he reacted and the bad step, he still almost got there. We gotta see that.
And that's the problem, right? Is that he almost got there, but a little bit of better awareness, and he gets there. Or how about you have your cornerback actually get in that defender's chest and say, look, if you're going to run by me, you just run by me for a touchdown and we get the ball back. Which Hunter Renfrow shouldn't be running by Deron. It's silly, man.
What are you scared of? Like, it's not only, okay, they might have decent receivers, but they got Bryce Young. He don't have a rocket arm. Make the throw hard.
I disagree, Lejeune. I don't think it was a perfect defense because you got cute. I'm sorry. And if you had, and I'll bring it back. Apologies. I'll bring it back. If you put Murray on this side of the hash, maybe. But putting Murray on this side of the hash, backing up your cornerback 9 yards, it's not a perfect defensive call to me. Because him being this far over, he's not going to beat the ball, y'all. Now, if you say to Fred Warner would have jumped that. That ain't Fred freaking Warner. That's Ken freaking Murray. Know your personnel. I digress. Hey, good call, man.
Yeah. Yes, sir, man. I'm Hood from Cali. And, man, I've been paying attention to y'all since the pandemic, man. You guys are doing a great job, man.
Thank you, brother.
I see you, man. Keep the content coming, man. It's great, man.
Thank you. We got one more call coming through here in a second. Before that, though, want to talk to y'all about the Brunts, AKAs. Can't even say it's the Sanborn 1.0s because Jack Sanborn wasn't out there today running in these, but you saw a couple of your linebackers and safeties and defensive tackles and edge rushers out there in those damn Brunts. But all jokes aside, man, if you are, a hardworking person that does a lot of stuff outside of construction or what have you, or like I said the other day, and I'm dead serious, you're building railroads and you're building roads in general, man, brunt for you. Brunt for you. Choose work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort for durability. Now, Brunt, who thinks that's stupid, they've built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break in, no sore feet, because people out here doing the real work, like I said, shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. And it felt comfortable right out the gate when I got these bad boys. Look, I ain't out there doing all that, but I said, let me try them out. I'm not even joking. I have fans that hit up in the chat and said, nah, these are the real deal, Sky. And you're not lying. These things are comfortable as hell, and that steel toe is legit. You could probably drop a damn house on it and you'd be good to go. But they're not just comfortable, they're built to perform, and Brunt stands behind that. They stand behind that. You can wear them to work. If they're not right for you, you can send them straight back. Don't know any other brand that is doing that. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners to work too dang on hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots. And right now, limited time, while we got them, our listeners can get $10 off Brunt when you use the code STEEL at checkout. That's STEELE. And they don't just have boots, they got other things as well. But if you go to bruntworkwear.com/steal, use the code, you'll be good to go. Shots out to the Sanborn 1.0s, aka Brunt Workwear. Let's get 210. Send us out. What's goody?
What's good, Skywalker Steel? This Cowboy Mike, man. I had to get a new number.
All right, let me send you up here, Cowboy Mike. Good to hear from you.
Man, I've been a Cowboys fan a long time, bro. This is tough. I want to come from a different angle, man. Okay. Who's been leading this team, the locker room, the fans, well, some fans, for the last decade and doing a hell of a job?
You said
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Who's been leading this team in the locker room, press conferences, standing up, being a great player, great leader, and he's having the best season he's ever had so far? Dak Prescott, man. If you can walk past a guy at your place of employment and he's giving everything he's got and you know you're not, and in passing, you know you're not doing everything for that guy, you put your head down when you walk by him because you're not honoring him. Fuck these picks, excuse me.
Good.
Screw these picks, bro. We need to go from the worst defensive team to about 26, and we can make the playoffs and give Ford a chance. Make a trade, make a move, get rid of the coach, get some intensity in here because that dude ain't cut like that.
Yeah.
And Shoddy, I love Shoddy. I said it when he got the job. I'm going to stand behind him because he's changing the culture. But right now, that culture is in danger because this is a time where you stand up and you go upstairs and you say, we got a quarterback, we got a leader, but we lose in the locker room because right now we have two different teams. We have the Cowboys offense and the Cowboys defense, and that locker room is divided, and Cowboys Nation about to be divided. Man, it's the sixth game of the season, bro. We can still get back in this thing, man. Give us a chance. We don't get a season like this.
Shouts out to your quarterback
man,
for not trying to divide the locker room. And coming out when they try to bait him, baiting him about the defense. He's like, shut that down. Like, nah, we look at ourselves in the mirror. We got to do this. And anytime a defense gets scored on, I say, oh, well, we should have scored it. He's trying to take cover for the defense. He's being he's trying his best in that sense. I don't think if I had to guess, I'm not in there and I can maybe ask some questions, but if I had to guess, I don't think the locker room is divided with Shoddy. I don't think the locker room is even divided.
No, not with Shoddy.
Hold on. Hold on. I don't think the locker room is divided within the players on offense and defense. If I had to guess, just me, just guessing, Skywalker still, I think the offensive players are probably like, hey, man, I feel you. And that's all they can really say in regards to the defensive players being frustrated with how the with the coach and with the scheme and et cetera, et cetera. And they're not going to go. I don't think the offensive players are going to come out publicly or privately and be like, "Hey, but you trash." Like we gonna say it.
They're going to follow. They're going to follow the leader.
No, what I'm just saying is I don't think there's a division in the locker room amongst the players or the players to coach or the offense to Shoddy or defense to Shoddy. I think it's defense to defensive coordinator. I do think there is, and Diggs, again, message, not the messenger, is basically telling you there is a divide.
Yeah.
Telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. When he said it, yeah, he did.
Yeah. In closing.
Yeah, you're right. He did. When he said, what did he say? We all over the place.
Yeah,
like
he said we get blown coverages. We're all over the place. Don't fit. Like we don't have an identity. That was the main one right there. And that's kind of essentially when I've been going back to it when I go look at this graphic, bro. It's like you know why you don't have an identity? Because an identity starts at the top, and every time you switch your philosophies, you change your identity. If you
aggression,
you just don't have an identity defensively, and until they form.
And
one,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it to the hardwood, and I'm gonna get out of here, man.
Sure.
In defense, there's different college teams. They play 2-3 zone. Coaches coach zones differently. There are certain coaches that coach in a 2-3 zone. When you're guarding your area, if a guy comes into your area, you have to be aware, and you pass him out of your area to the next guy. Then you go back to your responsibility. We have to be active in a zone. We're just playing on our heels. You don't have to play in your heels on a zone. You can be aggressive in your area. If you see a quarterback's eyes go left, maybe you should slide left with those eyes.
Right.
Or
left,
right, whatever
left
it was
again.
on your TV.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But, man, I appreciate you, bro, man. It's going to be a tough week, man, but I think we can get back in this thing, man. We just need to –
gotta do something.
I don't know. We need a new attitude, brother. I don't know, man. But y'all stay up, Cowboys Nation. Keep your head up, man. It's going to be hard at work today. Just get through it.
Indeed.
Peace out, man. Love y'all,
Appreciate
Cowboys
the call,
Nation.
Cowboy Mike. I keep seeing my man's name pop up in here. Hell, if you want to go back, Joe Witt, if you want to go back before they brought in Zim, if you want to keep continuity, that's how you do it. If you want to keep continuity, he keeps a lot of what DQ has done, right? And not saying that you want exactly how it ended with DQ, but you don't have a crazy turnover. And you add to that, and you keep not just continuity. If you want to keep an identity and build an identity for years, and Joe Witt's the type of guy could be a coordinator for a number of years, and if he goes on to be head coach, and maybe the next guy steps up, and guess who's probably still here? Al Harris is probably still here. And then if Joe Witt goes on, then Al Harris becomes DC, and that's how you keep that thing churning. And okay, if everybody goes, and you go get the guy that fits that same identity / philosophy. When you snap as much as you get so many different drafted players playing in different types of schemes. And then you go Band-Aid. You go Band-Aid when you can't draft the players, and you bring in the Murrays and the Sanborns and the Elams, and you hope that saves you. The philosophy's jacked. It's jacked. And I remember long ago, 2020, I wasn't even on this channel, totally different channel, when Joe Witt was hired. And that's why I think Al Harris is a fantastic cornerbacks coach. I think Joe Witt doesn't get enough credit for the turnovers that were happening on the back end, because historically speaking, everywhere he's been, except I think that 1 year in Atlanta, the numbers speak for themselves. They've been a top 10 team in interceptions. And he's been the defensive backs coach, pass game, secondary coach, or whatever, everywhere. Top 10, 1, 2, 5, 2, 6, everywhere. Every year, I should say. And Joe's a no-nonsense guy, too, but he's a younger, more I think, aggressive, no-nonsense guy. that probably is a little bit more relatable to the players. Maybe he's not, and that's the thing. He even said it. I don't care to be liked, and that's the thing. I don't need these guys to have a Dan Quinn relationship. But when things are faltering, can you get these guys up? Whether it be for a game, a series, a practice, or whatever. I don't think we have that. I don't think we have that. So, see his name. I got to give him a shout out. I don't know what the Washington's defense or whatever. We can key and poo all they want. But, I mean, what are they, 4-2 or something? They play tonight. Hopefully they lose. I mean, they just beat the Chargers last week. That's a good damn win. Like, look, as much as I want this to be a downfall, it doesn't seem like that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Things have changed there. And I wonder why. They made the biggest move you can possibly make in an organization. No, things just happen to change right away. Before I get to these supers, but I just can't get lucky over here on the sleeper again. Boy, I try to stick to the Cowboys. I didn't want to touch the other opposing teams. Sleeper picks. I just say, just the Cowboys. Let's review it a little bit here. I said, hey, Javonte Williams, he on the streak, man. Javonte Williams, anytime touchdown. Give me that. Nope. Jake Ferg, they're going to play a whole bunch of, umbrella, too high. Ferg, 7 catches. Yeah. Nope. Nothing. Ferg, by the way, on the touchdown streak, though. But Jake Ferg, they finally using Ferg in that red zone, and he's rewarding them. 4 tutties in the last 3 games. Love to see it. I did get Dak Prescott right, though. That was an easy one right there. Dak Prescott, more or less, in 1.5 touchdowns. You know what I should have picked? And we want this whole show, and this just goes to tell you how bad the damn defense is, man. George Pickens. We briefly touched on it when we were talking about being tagged or whatnot. Boy, you just love to see this, man. He is everything we dreamed of when the Cowboys traded for George Pickens. And this is why you do it. When CD gets hurt, you still have that number 1 dog you can go to. CD and Turpin get hurt, you still got that number 1 dog you can go to. And his plays were monstrous plays. I mean, this dude is just, he's playing at a high all Pro Bowl level right now. Him and Dak have connected. And whenever CD and Turp get back out there, it is really going to be tough on defenses to have to deal with all of this. And the more chemistry they get, I don't even think they have it. The harder it's going to be on these kind of designated, all right, 3rd and 7 or whatever. And you got CD here, you got GP here, and you got Turpin running around the slot somewhere or whatever. It's gonna be tough. But shouts out to GP, he's killing it. Shouts out to Sleeper. Look, you might got better football knowledge. You can turn that into money by using Sleeper. Use my promo code STEELE, STEELE, out there. At checkout. When you go and download the app, you can get 100% of your deposit matched. And they're just giving away money right now. They're giving away $20. You get a free $20 entry, no deposit needed, and you still get that 100% match up to $100. You just have to download the app, pick more or less on your favorite players, and you're good to go. Don't forget to use that promo code, though. You will get a 100% match if you use the promo code STEELE, STEELE. All right, let's get to these super chats. I didn't forget about y'all. Today's date is the 13th. Appreciate y'all for dropping the supers. All right, Dro knows.
Super chat.
Dro dropped 5 and said, Jerry and Steven modeled this team after themselves. Very offensive with the... Hold on. Jerry and Steven modeled the offense after themselves. Very offensive with a weak D.
What?
Seriously, what does Sam Williams do well? Send his ass to the CFL. Joe, you a wild boy. You a wild boy for that.
Super chat.
Surge Reboot dropped 5 and said, Pickens was cooking and we didn't give him a chance to win the game. Yeah. And that's what sucks, right? And I said this like, man, because your defense so trash, we got to come out of a game where you scored 27, didn't turn the ball over, threw 3 pass touchdowns, and George Pickens went off and be like, but the offense. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. But they tried in that second down. It just, once you, that dumb screen in the first down put you so far behind the chains. They put the umbrella on top of it, and that was that. John Phelps.
Super chat.
Dropped 10 and said they can't pressure rushing forward, but they refuse to blitz heavy. They got players who don't fit Eberflus' zone scheme, but force them to play it anyway. What the hell are we doing? Flus, gotta go. Who was the dude there? Was just, I don't see him in here right now. It'll get better. It's gotta get, and I kept saying, what evidence do you have to say by doing nothing it will get better? We are 6 games in. You just going off vibes, my boy. All right, and I'm speaking to anybody that believes, it'll just get better. You're just going off vibes. Oh, by the way, I'm not breaking down no offense. We back to that. I'm not going to waste your time breaking down the opposing offense. Obviously, I put in the homework when we do the Sky 2 Eyes show and things like that. I make sure we come equipped. But I'm not wasting your time. You've let Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams, what's old boy's name? Bryce Young look like world beaters. Jordan Love, who was also good, just dice you up. I'm not studying that, man. For what? For who? For what? Not wasting your time. So we're back on that. And now I learned my lesson. Here's the lesson. I'm not waiting for them to give me something from a previous game. I'm waiting for them to give me consistency until I start breaking them down. You understand? We're not going to wait. I'm not going to waste your time. I'll waste my time because I got to be on top of things, but I'm not going to waste your time breaking down the opposing offense. Not doing it. Because until proven otherwise, that opposing offense is going to come in here and drop 30. Sidney Jones, appreciate you.
Super chat.
Drop 5 and said Panthers kept feeding Rico. Dallas stopped feeding Ferg and Pickens, and that's the ball game. And that ain't the ball game, but that's a very, I think, slighted way to view it. I think the ball game is your defense is trash. I think that's the ball game. Surge Reboot dropped 5 and said another one.
Super chat.
Appreciate you. We have literally been complaining about safety since 2016. The Cowboys refuse to use a high draft capital and elite free agents at the position. That's another position I refuse to study in the draft. Till proven otherwise. They don't draft them. They draft them in like day 3. Below the Heavens dropped 2. It says Shoddy is another puppet allowing this shit defense. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, you are a Jerry hire, kind of a puppet. I mean, I can't dispute that. I don't think that he's allowing it. I just think he can't do anything about it, if that makes sense.
Super chat.
Cowboys execution dropped 2 and said he lost the locker room over the grits comment, which is wild because when he said that, talking about Diggs, when Diggs said that, he was talking about how, man, it's nice to have a pass rush. That game, they had a pass rush, and he was complimenting him. I also think he was throwing a shot at Jerry about the pass rush thing. But, yeah, I didn't understand why you had to come out and publicly fight your cornerback as if you out here dialing it up. And remember what I said last week, too? Kind of talked myself into, oh, snap, maybe this was because he knew Justin Fields, and then White Cotton knew that Jets offensive line, because you saw on the sounds of the sideline. White Cotton said something along the lines of, yeah, if you just keep da-da-da-da, he's going to fold. And I'm paraphrasing, speaking in the fact that he knows this player. And I was like, uh-oh. Was that just a... And then what happens in the 9 o'clock game Eastern? Justin Fields in that Jets offense got like 18 yards of total offense. And it's like, nah, That's what that was.
Super chat.
Eric Espinoza dropped 5 and said, I appreciate your knowledge and analysis game in, game out still. Thank you, sir. Always listen to you when I'm out delivering on my route. Thank you, fam. Man, I'm glad I can. Because look, when I'm out and about, I pop on podcast, Cowboy stuff. So, and sometimes I even listen back to make sure, we got this thing going. But I appreciate you guys in, work at your desk, out on routes, trucks, what have you. I think it's pretty cool you listened into the show. So I'm going to keep on putting in that work. Solid Duck.
Super chat.
Appreciate you. He dropped 5 as well and said, this defense is so trash they can't even make the opposing team score when they want them to. At first, I was like, what the hell is going on? Then I was like, oh, they're trying to. Think about how crazy. Usually, you see teams say, I'm going to let them score from like the 6, the 5, the 10. Bro, we were on the 20-some yard line. And they were trying to escort man to the end zone. That's how bad your defense is, man. Like, look, it's over. It's a wrap. You already in field goal range. Just go ahead and score. They not stupid. They're not gonna do that. Josh Randar, I think this is D Randar on Twitter? I always say it because boy, he be everywhere. He be getting on a lot of people's nerves on Twitter, but he be supporting. Shouts out to you.
Super chat.
He dropped 5 and said this defense is about to be much better. Let me keep reading. This defense is about to be much better. Word is they're going to move the signals down from one word to one letter. Surely the one letter will work. There we go. I knew there was something. I knew there was a catch, Randar. Appreciate you. Yeah, I just don't see any hope right now. Until they give me hope, I'm not going to lie to you. Khalil Hollis dropped 5, said Dak is 32. Can't do nothing. Every pick except one's should be expendable. Not really sure what the beginning means. Dak is 32, yes. Can't do nothing. Don't know what that means. Every pick except one's first round pick should be expendable. I agree with that 100%. Even the first, if you can get me a. See, this do-rag really is messing me up today, y'all. Because I'll be ready to talk. If you can give me a dude. L. Gene
Super chat.
Dropped 10 and said 4 and 3 was the perfect. I don't agree. 4th and 3 was a perfect call. Young was forced to throw it by a lineman of 26. 59 took the wrong step. He still had a shot. Flus had blind faith in the linebackers. That's why it's not a perfect call. I totally disagree with you. A perfect call works, number one. I'll go back to it and tell you again why it's not a perfect call. It's really not that complicated to me. Your linebacker is lined up over here. Let me just use this. Your linebacker was lined up here. It works. It's not a perfect call. Your cornerback is 8 yards off the damn ball, first of all. This is not perfect. This is obvious I'm baiting you. And not only am I baiting you, I'm baiting you with the linebacker on the other side. It's not a perfect call at all. It's an egregious call. 4th and 3. Get your ass up on the line of scrimmage right now. Make him work. A perfect call works. I'm sorry. I just vehemently, aggressively disagree with calling that a perfect call. Yeah, you want to know why it almost worked and he almost got there? Because he's all the way over here. And he's not that type of linebacker to cover that type of ground and have the awareness to see that this quarterback is quite literally telling you, I'm going over there. He's quite literally telling you, I'm going over there. And your linebacker that you said has blind faith, which makes it not a perfect call, you put him on the opposite side and expect his 27 Madden awareness to see that this quarterback who's not Peyton Manning or Dak for that matter, and play mind games with your eyes, who's telling you and telegraphing it to you, you expect that linebacker to make the play. Sorry, 100% disagree. Appreciate the super chat though. Appreciate the super chat. terrible call. Definitely because on the play before, you had guys up. What changed? What are you getting cute for with Bryce Young? And he's horrible. I'm sorry. Go watch this. If you could go watch the Murray was horrible in this game. The linebackers in general, for that matter, all this dancing again and they just don't want to smoke and jumping out. I don't forget these tackles. Okay, y'all could stop with these 11. These tackles were trash. They might have had like one or two. Sorry, man. I'm just not going to cap for him.
Super chat.
Bad call. Jose. We just call you Jose. Drop 2. It says, sign Eric Kendricks. How worse can it get? 100%.
Super chat.
J Jack. Is this my bro, J Jack? Drop 5. It says, shout out to everybody that was saying trade Micah for the last 2 years. Happy now, goofies. That run defense, man. You know there was real fans who took Jerry by his word. Like, it was about run defense. We had one earlier. Martese Jones. No, I'm just playing with him. Might be. Trayvon Williams. And there wasn't a cornerback named Trayvon Williams.
Super chat.
He dropped 10 and said, we've reached a dangerous point in our fan base where we are indifferent to the results, guy. After Sunday, bro, I don't have any expectations for this team. Just keep 4 healthy. That's a sad reality. It's a sad reality, brother. Appreciate the super chat.
Super chat.
Ron dropped 5 and said, I think Flus wants to get them to play match eventually, but that takes smarts either way. I'm over it. I talked to a couple people smarter than me that study Eberflus, and they've told me that's never been his style, is to be a high match man. He's mostly pure zone, but you do play some match. Most teams do, but I talked to some people that are smarter than I am, studying defenses and believe it or not, studying coordinators, because I study coordinators pretty intensely, but I don't believe they're a match. Flus has been a match type of guy his career. He's played it though, but that's what I've been told. So. And I thought I saw a couple more sneak up in here. Let me get to them. Truth only. Appreciate you.
Super chat.
He dropped 10 and said, this was for the swear jar. Way too many MF. Hey, dog, this going to end. I'm probably definitely, YouTube will be like, hey, look, I got to snipe you. Kels called in and was just, mother. I feel you, Kels. It's that frustrating, though. We got a 5 MF limit, though, and 5 is pretty generous. You got a 5 MF limit. You can spread them MFs out, or you can get them in 5 seconds. But then we got to stop. You know, he went about 25 MFs. We can't do 25 MFs.
Super chat.
Shouts out to Landlord from Alabama. Landlord Sports dropped 10. Says, Sky, what's happening? And salute to the chat. You would think Dak's biggest op is the Eagles or Commanders or the Giants, but it's really Matt Eberflus. You ain't lying. Oh, what? You ain't lying. You are not lying. And he just give off. Flus just give off. I don't give a F. Energy. I don't know. I need a little more fire from over there. It is. I ain't saying gotta be Chris Richard. I'm not saying that.
Super chat.
Enoch dropped 10. He said, tuned in late. I don't know if you talked about this, but who would be a linebacker in DE you would trade for right now if you could? I mean, Trey Hendrickson is the easy answer for DE. Bradley Chubb's another one. Phillips. I'm looking at some of these bad teams. You want to get a veteran linebacker, Demario Davis, one. Devin Bush, another linebacker. If we're talking trades, you could sign some guys off the street. I keep saying, I don't know what happened. Like, somebody has to tell me what's wrong with Justin Simmons. What is wrong with him? But it might be too late at this point. Maybe during the bye week or something for Justin Simmons. But if you want to get a guy that's already playing, been in the loop, and that's a safety. But those are some of the names being thrown around there. Arch Diddy, you got to tell me what's up with this name, brother.
Super chat.
And why. The picture, the name. What's going on, brother? He dropped 2. Appreciate you. He said, we going 7, 9, and 1. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. I mean, that's That's the level of I don't want to say effort, but that's what they're putting out. That's what they're putting out. And until they, in my opinion, change something, you're probably not wrong, man. There was a couple that popped up in here. Regulator drop 2 said, get rid of Snellborn, Murray, Elam, and Toburn's crazy. Lejeune dropped another 5. He said, I can agree you can't call the play with these players, especially with 59 in the B gap. Appreciate you, Lejeune. You can't, man. That's why to me it's not a perfect call. Perfect call. Blitz his ass. Press. You know what I'm saying? I'd have put Leofau in there if you're going to be aggressive and blitz him. But Leofau may get over there. Leofau smarter than Murray. Mike Harris dropped 5 and says CJ Gardner-Johnson is on the practice squad for the Ravens. Get him to help this fraud defense. I mean, he has been playing, but I already ain't been playing well, but he might not take him long. And I think, yep, we good. I think I got the rest. Mary said, oh, I didn't even peep that. Mary said, Sky, you helped my day go by fast. You know, sometimes I get done with these shows and I'm like, oh, snap. It's already noon. I still got more work I got to do. Y'all help me make these days go by. You know, when we lose like this, y'all help me keep my sanity, even if I do tend to go crazy and have do-rag Sky moments. It's therapy when you lose like this. Therapy. And I think we got everything, man. I think we got everything. With that said, please, on your way out, you guys have been fantastic. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the show. Even if you didn't, but you enjoy the channel, the like is our digital currency. Subscribe if you're new. I know it's a lot of subscribers or a lot of fans that might tune in and be like, hey, man, this Cowboy season's a wrap. I don't really care to listen to no Cowboy stuff. But if you are just as wicked and sick as we are as Cowboy fans, and we'll be showing up every week being a Cowboy fan and listening to Cowboy stuff, and specifically this show, subscribe. One thing you're going to get here, we're going to break it down. We're going to keep it a bean. We're going to have fun. It's one thing I'm going to do. Win, lose, or draw. I'm going to try to have fun with this thing with y'all. I'm going to be here for it all. Be here for it all. What you say that time? Not enough cap space to like the video. That's funny. What the hell was boy talking about? Was I tripping? Because sometimes I can get going. I can get going. I can see red. But that time I don't think I was tripping. And I'll tell you, all right, my bad. I was tripping, man. I don't think I was tripping right there, though. Didn't feel like it. What's Steven's kid's name? I felt like that's who called me, man. It was pranking me, bro. I felt like he was pranking me. I'm press this button. Good stuff. Shouts out to Sleeper. Shouts out to Brunt. And shouts out to Morgan and Morgan. All 2 or 3 of Morgans.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
See, I like do-rag Sky. I don't like to bring him out all the time. Brownie Joe's Jew. Just don't call in here talking about no damn captain. That will trigger me. That will trigger me. Love y'all. We out of here. Peace.